You know, you can debate whether or not this video topic is really something that is worth talking about, but then again, you can technically say the same thing about literally every YouTube video that is published on this channel. Yeah, kinda comes with the territory, isn't it? Are we all serving a grander purpose that is actually beneficial for society as a whole, and social media's body of people and conversations? Or is this more so just not really worth anything? I don't know. It's entertainment. It is what you choose to make it out to be. And that is exactly why we are making another video talking about the Vancouver Canucks and Elias Pettersson. Because yesterday, there was a very particular conversation topic that we had about Petey that was discussed in a commentary regarding what Elliotte Friedman had to say about the $11.6 million superstar. We also talked a little bit about the Vancouver Canucks advertisement, the sponsored post that was going around social media that has since been deleted, where the Vancouver Canucks were trying to get people to buy their membership, season ticket thing, whatever it is that you want to call it. And in the post, they had some pretty nice graphics of fans, but they also had graphics of Kiefer Sherwood, they had Connor Garland, and Jake DeBrusk on that. They did not, however, feature Elias Pettersson on their graphic. And that was seen by some folks as like, okay, what is this kind of a thing? Why are the Vancouver Canucks not acknowledging that Elias Pettersson exists? He is the highest paid player on the team. Would you not want to see him on promotional material? I mean, yeah, Hughes, Sherwood, Garland, fantastic players. Besser's going to be leaving, so yeah, makes sense that he's not here. Thatcher Demko was not the starter anymore this previous season, so I can understand the thought process of not really hyping him up and not using him as the main face of Canucks promotional material heading into next season. And I guess by that logic you can say, yeah, but Elias Pettersson also had a crappy year, so maybe he's not in a spot to get that treatment either. But then again, it's like, hey, he's the highest paid player on the team. He was injured towards the end of the year. In fact, you can say he was probably injured throughout the entirety of the year. But it begs the question whether or not the Vancouver Canucks made an active choice to say, yeah, sorry, we're not going to include Elias Pettersson in our promotional material. And that was a quick little side note that we had discussed yesterday. I thought it wasn't really that big of a deal. But now, all of a sudden, it's a big deal. Because yesterday on Halford Brough, you had Frank Seravalli, Frank, going out there and having a little chat about Elias Pettersson with the hosts on the program. This video is going to be linked in the description below. Seravalli said on the show it did not go unnoticed in league circles yesterday here at the, I'm presuming, Scouting Combine, with a GM asking me specifically, do you know why the Canucks didn't put Pettersson on that infographic that they sent out? Mike and Jason chat with Frank Seravalli about EP40. And that obviously feels fantastic for Vancouver Canucks fans to have been greeted with such a interesting quandary amongst their own fan base, to now letting it get to the point where NHL GMs, folks that are in the National Hockey League, are like, yeah, what's going on here? Why is this guy not being included? Why is the top paid player on the Vancouver Canucks not being acknowledged in this sort of a way? I mean, is that not weird? Is that not backwards? Is that not counterproductive, especially for a guy like Elias Pettersson that has gone through so much drama over the past calendar year? Leave it to the Vancouver Canucks, to make it even worse. After a season where Elias Pettersson totally fumbled and did not live up to the expectations, he lived up to none of them, honestly. To see all that go down, and to see the feud go down with JT, super highly publicized feud, everybody had their opinions, 50-50, the fan base is divided, half the fan base wants to trade Petey, half the fan base thinks that Miller is a bully. It's all over the place, and this guy has maybe the worst season of his NHL career so far, and hopefully the absolute worst season that he'll ever have as an NHL athlete. It's bad. And now the Canucks are going to make it worse by not including him on their infographic? At the very least, you can say, okay, yeah, Demko has another year left in his contract, so maybe he is in a spot where his position is vulnerable. They already committed some money to Lankinen after all. But Pettersson signed on for a long freaking time. I don't know if y'all noticed. So that kind of makes it worse. The situation with the Facebook sponsored post and everything. Now everybody's paying attention to it. I wanted to go out there and transcribe some of the commentary made by Seravalli on the latest Halford and Brough episode. Here are some of the quotes from the radio hit that he had with Halford and Brough. Since you mentioned the Canucks and their offseason plans, I probably should mention that it did not go unnoticed in league circles yesterday. Seravalli said, the GM asking me specifically said, hey, do you know why the Canucks didn't put Pettersson on that infographic that they sent out? He's the highest paid player on the team, so they're noticing. That was certainly a topic of conversation yesterday. Oh my gosh, man. Fantastic, isn't it? Seravalli said here that the conversations that we like to have, it's part of the germination of those discussions. What if we pursued that? What would that look like? Etc., etc. He's referring to a trade. And a lot of those conversations that GMs ponder to themselves, believe it or not, they're really similar to the ones that we have on air, or the ones that you have with your buddies sitting at the wood at a bar. That's what they do in these front offices. Like, they'll sit on a couch and literally, on a whiteboard, write down 50 names and try to figure it out. Hey, what makes sense here? And is this a viable possibility? And that's how it kind of begins to come together. And Seravalli says here, he thinks, when you consider on the whole a lot of different things that Pettersson brings, like, I know there's a few teams out there that think they can be the team that gets him back on track. Get him out of Vancouver, get him to a potentially more quiet place, get him with our players and our staff and our training group, and we'll turn this guy around in half a season. Man, that'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Elias Pettersson gets traded. The Canucks get pennies on the dime because Petey is pretty lowly valued right now, and everybody knows that his position on the team is vulnerable. Rightfully so, as well. I mean, it's not like he was great in the most recent season. And then imagine if Pettersson's new team ends up actually turning him around. Let's say he gets a 100-point season on a brand new squad. Canucks fans will be ripping their hair out at that one. To go from Bo Horvat, JT Miller, and Elias Pettersson, let's just be nice. Let's just assume the Canucks re-sign Pius Suter. You go from Bo, Petey, and Miller to Pius Suter, Bluger, and Ratu in the span of just a few years. I mean, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible. I don't think anybody would have expected this sort of outcome after the first Bo Horvat trade was made all those years ago. I say all those years ago. It was like 2 years ago. It wasn't that long ago. Bo Horvat was in Vancouver when they made the bubble playoffs. Remember that? There's a lot to kind of reminisce about over the Canucks' past few years here, and I don't know, now we're really starting to see potentially the end game here as GMs are now taking a look at this guy and saying, yeah, what's up with him? Why is he not being included in Canucks promo material? Why are they not using this guy's image and likeness? Are they saying that Kiefer Sherwood is a more must-see attraction in that arena than Elias Pettersson? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the fact that GMs have started to take note of the Vancouver Canucks promotional material and how this uses or doesn't use Elias Pettersson. What are your thoughts on the ever-so-growing sentiment that Petey could get traded, and do you think he has it in him to bounce back to becoming the 100-point caliber player that he was just 2 seasons ago? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.